Halloween, everyone. Spooky month is sadly coming to an end. And this is your Halloween special featuring Izuku Midoriya. But anyways, let's go on to the warnings. This story was based off of Scream slash Ghostface franchise, so it is not owned by me. This story is actually inspired by a murder case. So this story is not to make fun of or belittle of the actual victims. This story is just for entertainment purposes only. So please don't read this if you don't want to read a story based on a murder case. Quirkless AU. Yin. The teacher spoke up to you from your slumber. You looked up to see he was standing beside your desk. Please listen when I teach. He looked down at you. Sorry, sir. You shyly spoke, feeling your classmate's eyes stare daggers at you. He walked back to the front and started back up. You looked down at your desk. You feel so tired. Feeling as if someone was watching you, tried to sleep wasn't helping the exams that were going to come up soon. Since the first week of October, you have felt like someone has watched you everywhere you went. Even when you were in the shower, you still felt eyes. The bell caught you out of your mind. You took your bag and walked to the roof. It was a nice, cool day, and you had brought and some curry. You sat down on a bench and laid your bag down, taking the bento box out and clasping your hands together. You're the new girl, right? You turned to see a shy-looking boy, his head down and his hands holding onto his bento. Yeah. I hope you're not here to make me feel bad. You look at his trembling hands. No, not at all. I just wanted to ask to sit next to you. His cheeks were pink, sweat on his forehead. You looked at your bag and moved it. Sure. You went back to eating. He sat opposite to you and began to eat. So where did you come from? He asked. A small town south of here. You looked at him. He looked like he wanted to know more. How was it there? He asked. As he tilted his head, you wondered why. It was peaceful, but many of the older people like to tell kids ghost stories. You took a bite. Why did you move here? He asked, then taking a bite. Well, my sister lives here and she's really ill, so we moved here to be closer and make sure she was okay. You looked down. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up anything bad. He moved his hands around and you looked at him, giggling. Oh, no, she's getting much better. Oh, wait, what's your name? You asked. He looked at you confused. Oh, me? He moved the collar of his shirt. Is it odd out here? He asked. Okay, well, I'm Lin. You smiled, your hand extending. He looked at it. I'm Izuku Midoriya, and he shook your hand. After that, the two of you grew close, eating together and helping with homework. So, what are you doing for Halloween? It's in a week, he asked as the two of you walked to your lockers and changed shoes. I don't know. You opened your locker and saw a letter. It's pink color with a heart sticker closing it. What's that? Midoriya asked as you walked closer. Don't know. I think it's a love letter? You sighed. Upset with it? He asked, tilting his head. No, I've gotten these before, and they've just been shitty pranks. You placed it in your bag and walked to your class. Before the bell rang, you opened it. Instead, the letter seemed genuine, its words making your heart flutter. You didn't tell Midoriya you were going to meet this person after school. You snuck away from him after, putting the letter in his locker, letting him know you left early because you felt sick. You ran to the side of the school, where the garden was. Your school didn't have a cherry blossom, which was what the old folk would say romantic couples would confess their love and eventually get together. But the boy was sitting there on a bench, with something in his hands, and he played with it, noticing you soon after. Lin, he gasped as he stood up. His cheeks were pink. He held the item close to his chest. That was when you realized it was Tokura Kabaduna. He hung out a lot with the popular kids, but he really never did anything to others. And he was a fantastic art kid. I know you probably think this is a joke, but at first I thought it was just normal for me to like a pretty girl, but then I realized that when I talked to you or even thought about you, my heart skips a beat. So please, Yinlin, accept my gift. He bowed, his hands extending towards you, the box in hand. Your cheeks heated. You slowly walked up to him and took the box. He looked at it. His mouth opened as he watched you. You opened the box. Are these? You trailed off. Sorry, do you not like chocolates? I'll get you something different. He waved his hands around. You smiled, closing the box and brought it to your chest. No, I love chocolate. You smiled. And after that, he ended up walking you home, getting his number and your mother teasing you until your father got home. He asked many questions, but you were just glad he wasn't trying to kill the poor kid. Though as soon as you got into bed, you felt as if your body was being crushed of the weight by something. Though the next day felt the same, spending time with both Midoriya and Kota. Midoriya? You walked up behind him. He hummed and looked at you. I'm going on the train tonight. Since my road is closed, could you come with me? I don't feel safe. You played the puppy dog eyes, and he could only smile. Sure, I'll do anything tonight. You smiled as the two of you walked to the train, sat down, and did some homework. Though halfway through, you felt sleepy. The sound of something woke you up. You were in a room. It wasn't the train station or your own room. It looked to be someone else's bedroom. You were on a bed, a table with a phone laid on it, the window closed with a curtain. You got up and walked to the door of the room to see it was locked. The phone spooked you as you turned to it, the ring playing as if wanting you to pick it up. You walked over and picked it up. Hello? You asked. Hello, Yin. Would you like to play a little game? The man spoke. What? You asked. Oh, just a little game. Nothing much, he sighed. But do you want to play? He asked. What do I get in this? You asked. Freedom, he spoke. You spat. So, do I take that as a yes? You swear you could hear him grin. If you want to get out, get the key under the pillow of the bed. You turned to it. No worries. I'll keep telling you what to do. You placed down the phone, not hanging up. You looked under the pillow and found the key. You unlocked the door, only to see a living room. You looked everywhere. Go to the kitchen. There was a phone hanging on the wall. You went to the kitchen. See the meat cleaver? He asked. I better not be making you something to eat, you spat. Nope, just go to the bedroom. Bathroom. He smiled. You picked it up and looked around for the bathroom, opening to see a black bag in the tub. Hit the bag. You heard, but it was like a whisper. What? You turned. Hit it. You looked back. It's how you get out and see those pretty little boys of yours. You walked over and held it high. And then coming down, you heard something crack and then something swash, like water. Good. Then the front door opened. You held the thing in your hands and walked to see who it was. Your eyes widened. He was in a black cloak and a weird white mask that seemed to be always screaming. A phone in his hand. Hello, dear. You won. He took off the mask, seeing it was Izuku Midoriya. What the hell? You were doing this? You asked, backing away. He walked towards you until you hit the wall, his hand holding your chin. Now that he's gone, I'll have you all to myself. He smiled. What? You asked, your voice shaking, as well as your body. Oh, what do you think I made you slam the meat cleaver into? He tilted his head. He smiled as your face went into pure shock, placing a kiss onto your forehead. Don't worry. You have me now. He smiled a wicked grin that seemingly grew.